Hey folks, Bill Armstrong here. This video I'm going to give you a quick overview of all the wonderful features you will find at the MyMathLab site. Uh, so at this point in time, you should have received a total of 3 emails from me. This is the third. The link to this video is in the third email. So hopefully you have followed the directions in the first 2 emails and the first 2 PDFs, and you are now registered at Pearson at the MyMathLab at the course site. So here we are. Let me start off by saying some items might look a little different in this screencast on my computer screen than what you see because I am the instructor of the course, so there'll be some stuff available to me that you won't see. But I'm going to call this the home page here. This was like the course homepage. Everything you see here, and I really can't do much about changing what's going to appear here on the home page. But let me just start off by saying there really isn't a whole lot of important stuff here in the home page. Under the announcements, these are the publisher's announcements. The only thing that will be of importance here is for you to do a browser check. As a rule of thumb, right now I'm using Firefox. I'm going to say about 50% of the time I use Firefox. The other 50% of the time I use Chrome for any of the work I do here at MyMathLab. And then, of course, the other important thing you might want to look at is how to enter answers. It's going to be the biggest issue on entering answers for the online quizzes. You have to follow the directions exactly. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Over here on the left side, this is a panel over here. This is where all the important stuff for your course will be. And we'll look at most of these items in depth. The first thing that I want to point out that I want to go over will be the course information. So let me click on the course information. And, as you have now seen, and you will see, and you've heard this, in my introductory, my welcome email, there are several things here I need you to print out and have a hard copy of, just as if you were in class, the first day of class. This is stuff that would be distributed to you in a classroom. So the first thing will be the course syllabus. I want you to click on that, and I want you to print it out. Please notice, here's the description of the course syllabus. Might have something important here. Click on and print out the academic calendar, online orientation, the protocol for sending email, the list of homework to practice exercises. These will be exercises found in your EText. This is the one item I would not print out. These are the answers to the exercises that I assign in the EText. And the reason why, let me click on it and I'll show you why. It's, I'm going to say it's about 50 pages long. Look, it's still downloading here. Yeah, it's a big, long document. It's 40 pages long. What I would do is, if I were a student, when I'm logged on and I'm reading the EText and I'm going to do the homework problems that are in the EText, what I would do is I would just have this open in a separate tab like it is now. And then, I could click over to that tab whenever I needed to see if my answer was correct. But that's the one item I would not print out. But that's me. Now let's come back up to the syllabus. I'm going to open the syllabus. I am not going to read the syllabus to you because you are going to print it out and have a hard copy of it, and you are going to read it yourself. But things that I will stress, first off, my name's Bill Armstrong. This is my email address. Please note my email address. This is the email address that I want you to do all the correspondence to me with. So hopefully you have the correct email address, warmstrong@lakelandcc.edu. For campus stuff, my office is in B3051. That's my office phone number, 525-7415. And these are my office hours. So, you're on campus, sometime during my office hours. You don't have to make an appointment. You can just come by and see me. Yeah, you need an access code. You can get it at the bookstore, or you can buy it online. Again, Blackboard will not be used for the course. The EText reference, it's just the EText printed out. So that's optional. You do not need that. It's up to you. Graphing calculator, yes, that comes in handy. The grading structure, you can see, the grading structure here, that there's going to be 3 tests and a final exam. I have here the sections that will be on each test and the final exam. Test notes, again, it's the policy of the mathematics department at Lakeland that all tests and exams must be taken in a proctored environment. So for the overwhelming vast majority of you, you will be taking your tests and the final exam in Lakeland's testing center. So make sure you check out and you understand these notes for when you show up to take a test at Lakeland's testing center. You got to have a photo ID. Make sure you have a pencil and graphing calculator. You will not, my test, you will not be allowed to use notes or the text or any cheat sheets, formula cards. None of that stuff will be permitted during a test. And you can read the rest of that on your own. Here are the testing center hours at Lakeland. And a few items I have here. Tests can be taken any day up to and including the deadlines. They'll be listed on the academic calendar. We'll look at the academic calendar here in a minute. No extensions, blah, blah, blah. You can read all that on your own. The other component for grades will be your online quizzes. You will have, you're going to have online quizzes each week that we don't have a test. So there's going to be a total of 12 online quizzes. They're going to be worth 10 points each. So that's 120 possible points in quizzes. Notice some brief notes I have here on the online quizzes. Each week an online quiz would be due Sunday at 11:55 p.m. Once you start an online quiz, once you start it, you have to complete it in one session. There's going to be no time limit. So if you started at, say, 8 in the morning, once you start it, you have to complete it. If you don't complete it till 4 in the afternoon, that's fine. It's just that once you start, you must complete it. And then you're going to have a maximum of 3 times to do each online quiz. And a final exam is 120 points. So you can see here in Table 2 the point distribution. Each test is worth 120 points. 12 quizzes at 10 points each. The final exam is 120 points. So that's a total of 600 points for the course. And you see the percentages I used to determine the final grade that you earn. Some notes on assigning course grades you can read on your own. You got general course tips, read on your own. Let's go over what I'm going to call, it's like a 4-step cycle of learning for online courses. This is just from experience of having done online courses for many years now. When it comes to learning the material, probably the best thing to do is, you're going to log in. That's nice. You're going to log in to the My Math Lab site, and you're going to check out the EText. While you're reading a section in the EText, there are videos and animations embedded in the EText that are done by the author. The author of your book is a dude named Kirk Trigstead. So watching these videos and animations, it's going to help you do the practice exercises. It's going to help you do the homework, which should help you on quizzes, which should help you on tests. And it kind of simulates what it's like to be in the classroom. In addition to that, for most of the sections, I also do a YouTube video for the material in this section where I give, a few more examples and, maybe my spin on things, or maybe I say things a little differently. After you've after you've read the e-text, after you have looked at the author's videos, my video, however you want to, approach my videos, you can do some you try it exercises that appear in the book, and then you can do the practice exercises at the end of the section. All of that stuff prepares you for the online quizzes. Once you've completed all the sections for the week, then you're ready to go and attempt the online quiz for that week. Remember, you have 3 attempts to do the online quiz. And quizzes are part of your grade. So, if it were me as a student in this class, I would try to have all the material done by, say, Friday of any given week. So I'd want to have all the new material accomplished by Friday of a given week. That way I could do maybe attempt 1 on my quiz on Friday. If I didn't like my grade, I could review maybe what I missed on attempt 1. And on Saturday, I could do then attempt 2 of the quiz. If I still didn't like my grade, I could review the items I've missed, and I still have Sunday then to do attempt 3. I would not wait until Sunday at 10 p.m. to try to cram everything in and to do my first attempt of that week's quiz. Remember, the deadline is 11:55 on Sunday. And here's an acknowledgement of a syllabus statement. And this is the second time something important has been pointed out to you. And again, this is a document that you are printing out and reading, so this shouldn't be a surprise when you see it. So that's the course syllabus. So again, print that out, have a copy of it, read it. Academic calendar. Yeah, print this beastie out as well. This has all the important due dates on it. So notice I have it set up week by week, sections that should be covered each week. Due dates are listed on here. So you can see week 1, Sunday, January 24th is the deadline to complete quiz 1. Notice week 4, the only thing that's, it says sections covered for week 4. Well, week 4 is dedicated to test preparation. So you're getting ready for test 1. The deadline for test 1 is Saturday, February 13th. You can take the test anytime, up to and including Saturday, February 13th. That's just the last day you can take it. Do want to point out that for test 2, the deadline for test 2 is Friday, March 11th. That's because of spring break. The test center will be closed on that Saturday. But again, this is a 2-page document that you should print out, have a hard copy on hand at any time so you know when the deadlines are. You'll know the deadline for the final exam is Wednesday, May 11th. You will also see some of my redundancy. I have built-in redundancies. At a quick look, you can see what quiz number and the sections that are covered on said quiz. And you can also see for the test what sections are covered for a given test. You've already seen this test and what sections are covered once in the course syllabus. This is part of me being redundant. But again, this is your academic calendar. Please print it out. Have a hard copy on hand. Another item I asked you to print out is the online orientation. And notice I start off by saying documents to have in hand. Print out the course syllabus, print out the academic calendar, print out the homework to practice exercises, print out the protocol for sending email. This is just a very, very brief, rough overview or orientation, if you will. A couple of new items here, though, is that if you have some difficulty in the class, do not hesitate to talk to me. Send me an email. Come into my office to see me. There's also a math and minutes table in the Learning Center, and you can get a tutor also in the Learning Center. Another blurb here about doing the tests, and another blurb here about online quizzes. So that's your online orientation. Okay, here's that protocol for sending email. Please print this out and have a hard copy on hand. It's pretty straightforward. First off, I list my email address one more time. I ask you to use your Lakeland email account. That way I know it's a Lakeland student that's trying to get a hold of me via email. I mean, each semester uh, I have 90 online students. I have 30 students in a hybrid class, and I have another 30 students in a traditional class. So, I have about 150 students, uh, and I get a lot of email. It's important. It helps me that when I see an email that has a Lakeland address on it, I know it's a student trying to get a hold of me. If I see in my email, something from SoccerStar13 at Gmail, I don't know who SoccerStar13 at Gmail is. I mean, I might delete it because I also get a lot of, spam, as I'm sure we all do. So please just use your Lakeland email account when communicating with me. This also, item number 3 here, is also meant just to help me out. Start off just by identifying yourself, who you are and, what class you're in. Number 4, allow time for a reply. Folks, I do reply to email each day. You will receive a response within 24 hours. I mean, you do send a message late at night. It might be not an immediate reply. Or if you send me a message on a weekend, it might not be an immediate reply. But you will get a reply, the next day at the latest. Bottom line is if you send me an email, say on a Tuesday at 11 a.m., chances are you will have a reply Tuesday by 1 p.m. I mean, I'm pretty quick in replying. So trust me, I will reply. Number 5, be cognizant of your writing tone. We can all be guilty of this sometimes. You know, just bear that in mind. Number 6, use complete words and sentences. Yeah, again, we can all be guilty of that sometimes, but just type stuff out. This isn't, texting or Twitter, it's email. State your question clearly and completely. That's pretty self-evident. And tips for ending mathematics in an email. That's something that we work through together. But please print out this protocol for sending email and try to follow it. I greatly appreciate it. The other item here to print out and have a hard copy on hand is the list of your homework to practice exercises. So it's just a little chart, a little table. You can see why you should have a copy of this on hand as you're doing section 1.9 in the ebook on EText screen 1.9-16. These are the problems I want you to practice. So, try to focus on the ones that I am asking you to do. So, for example, Section 2.4, at the end of that section, I want you to do 1 through 15 odd. That means you don't have to worry about 16 or 17 or 18, etc. So please print this document out and have it on hand. So that's everything in the course information tab. Again, please print out the syllabus, the calendar, the orientation, protocol for sending email, the list of homework to practice exercises. And also remember in the course information tab, you have a link to a PDF that contains all the answers to the homework to practice exercises found in your EText. Okay, let's come back over here. Next, I'd like to go over this tab that's called Course Announcements. Here you're going to find, the weekly announcements for the class. Every Sunday morning, I'm going to post an announcement for the upcoming week. There will be links. If I've made a YouTube video for any sections that week, I will have links to these YouTube videos that you're going to have to right click on. And, I always suggest opening it in a new tab. And then for all of my videos, I really suggest watching in the larger viewer mode, either theater or full screen. and making sure your settings are in HD. So for this video you're watching right now, I would suggest you put it in at least theater mode, if not full screen mode, and please make sure your settings are in HD. That way you can clearly read everything. So let me show you what a weekly announcement will look like. So let's look at, so you'll come over here and click, welcome, week 1 announcements. And well, it looks like I start off by, once again, reiterating the 5 documents in the course information link that you need to print out. So I don't know how many times I can mention this or point this out. Here's where like a typical announcement would start. So this is week 1 announcements, and I say week 1 is Monday the 18th to Sunday the 24th. Then I say I've created a preview video. For all my YouTube videos, I strongly suggest you watch in full screen mode and put settings in HD mode. So you can see here are the 4 sections that are to be covered. Section 192122223. It looks like I have a video for each and every one of these sections. So you know what? I'm just going to open up one of them. I'm going to right click on the link, open link in a new tab. And just to show you what this looks like. Let's see, look here.
Hey folks, we're going to look at how to solve some polynomial inequalities and rational inequalities. And I'm going to show you how to use a sign diagram in order to do this. It might be a little bit different than what you see in your book. We're going to get the same result. I just like my sign diagram better because it kind of organizes my work and it's a lot more visual.
All right, that's enough of seeing me babble, but that gives you an example of what my videos are going to be like. So again, they're meant to supplement what the book has. And you can use them as you see fit. So again, I mentioned in my week 1 announcements the sections that are to be covered, exercises to do, the starting EText screen that they appear on, and this is all redundant. In fact, everything here is a repeat. You've seen this in earlier documents, but that's kind of how I operate. I'd rather repeat myself. And then, again, I will end a weekly announcement with some due dates and notes. Online quiz 1, where you can find it. You can repeat it up to 3 times, but once the quiz is started, it must be completed. There's no time limit. And then the solution can be, the deadline for taking online quiz 1. So, let me just show you one more. You won't see this stuff on your screen over here on the left because, again, this is the instructor view. But let me just show you a week 2 weekly announcement. Monday to Sunday. And again, well, it looks like I have a video for each one of those sections. But this gives you an idea of the weekly announcements. So every week, every Sunday morning, I'm going to open up, the next week's weekly announcements. I strongly encourage you to look at it. It'll have links to videos, YouTube videos I've made, as well as keep you on track for what's due that week. All right, let me come back to the main menu. Let's see. We've gone over announcements. We've gone over course information. I'm going to save the EText for last. Hey, here are the online quizzes. Click on the online quizzes. You can see I already have all 12 of them ready to go. You can see, again, the due dates for the online quizzes. It's kind of redundant. So when you are ready to take online quiz 1 or any online quiz, you will come over here. You will click on the online quiz tab. And if I wanted to take online quiz 1 right now, I would click on online quiz 1, and it would be my first of 3 attempts. You can see over here, I have 0 of 3 attempts. Once I click on it and start it, though, I must complete it in that setting. So that's your online quizzes. See, tools for success. Oh, I'll leave that available for you. Multimedia library, that's if you wanted to see very specifically, say in chapter, this is in the book, say chapter 1, section 9. You wanted to see any animations or videos. Um, I mean, use that however you see fit. Gradebook. This is something that you will be checking out. This is where your online quiz scores will be recorded, and it's also where I will record your scores for any tests that you have, or that when you take a test. This is where you will know exactly what your current grade is. Final thing I'll look at here is my test preparation tabs. So when I have test 1 preparation open right now. So when it gets time, we're getting ready for test 1. This is what the kind of stuff you'll find in a test preparation tab. So notice, I have a study guide. Heck, I'll even open up the study guide real quick. The study guide, you can read all this on your own. Bottom line is, it tells you the section, what EText exercises to practice and focus on. So this is to kind of help give you a little bit more structure and guidance on getting ready for the test. So, what I would do if I'm a student, I print this out. I try all these problems, make sure I know how to do them. Once I'm happy with my performance, then I print out the practice test. So each test I will give you a practice test. I would do the practice test. After I've done the practice test, notice here are answers to the practice test. So you can see if you did the practice test correctly. And then if there's anything that's still giving you grief, I have worked out solutions to most items on the practice test. So again, these are worked out solutions to practice
Hey,
test
folks, thought
1.
I'd work through most of the items on
You don't need to see me again, but a lot of material. The study guide gives you an idea of what to practice from the EText. The practice test is your way to see, do you really know the material? Which you'll know by the practice test answers. And then if you still have no clue what's going on how an answer came about, you can watch the video where I work out the solutions. So you'll see that for each test. All right, so now I've gone over all the important stuff over here on the left side, except for the EText. So let's go ahead and take a look at your EText. So I just clicked on Read EText. I'll click on the EText, link, and it's going to open your EText. And to show you around all the wonderful features here, first off, up here in the upper left-hand corner, this area right here, that's the current page number. Over here to the left's the table of contents, so left frame. I'm going to open up chapter 1, section 1.9, because this is where the text begins. And notice this tells me that this screen here is page 1.9-1. I can even see it here. This is how I can navigate through the EText, just like flipping pages. So if I click this, it takes me to the next page. And I click it again, it takes me to the next page. And let's kind of look at this page 1.9-3. Notice there are some things here that are kind of highlighted, like polynomial inequalities, rational inequalities, boundary points, zero product property. You notice as I mouse over them, well, let's see what happens if I just click on one of them. What's kind of cool, what looks like happens is it opens up a quick little definition box. Like if I forget, what's the zero product property, I can click on that and it's saying, hey, the zero product property says that if A times B is 0, then either A is 0 or B is 0. That's kind of cool. So each one of these things would open up a little definition box for me just to remind me of what's happening. This example, you can see here's a traditional worked out solution. So you could read, but notice this icon here. this is the icon for that it's a video. So I'm going to click on this icon and let's see what happens.
In this example, we want to solve a typical polynomial inequality. Here I have the inequality, x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2x is greater than or equal to 0. Now the process for solving polynomial inequalities is rather lengthy, so I'll try to go slow. And remember, you can always put the video on pause or rewind if necessary.
Okay, I'm going to pause that. So when I clicked on it, a new window opened. That first dude that you saw in the window, that's the author of the book. His name's Kirk Trigstead. So you can see this example is going to have a video. It'll kind of be like what it would look like if you were in the classroom, I guess. You can see the length of the video here, 6 minutes and 44 seconds. You can pause it at any time or rewind it. There's also closed captioning down here as well. So that's an example of a built-in video. A really wonderful feature of the book, that there's embedded built-in videos. Let's see. Some other stuff I wanted to show you. In fact, let me just kind of come up here and show you. I wanted to go show you something that was on page 9. So I can just go to 1.9-9. I can just type it in there and hit enter. I wanted to show you, here we go, this you try it. So this is like after, you've seen an example or maybe watched the video to an example. It's like, you think you understand what's going on. Let's go ahead and do a you try it exercise. So you go ahead and click on that and up, opens a new window and it says determine all boundary points and solve the polynomial inequality. Express each solution using interval notation. And, again, just like anything else, you can make this bigger if you want. I'm going to just bring it back to the smaller size. So notice what it says, move all terms to one side of the inequality, leaving 0 on the other side. So it's kind of giving me like a step-by-step breakdown of how to do this. Notice the directions. Simplify your answer. Do not factor. So that means it wants me to have typed in here. So if I go ahead and click in here, 2x. So I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides and add 20 to both sides. So I'm going to have a 2x squared. I bet this is what I click for superscripts. And I give the exponent of 2. Then I hit my arrow key to come out. So if I subtract 4x from both sides, x minus 4x, that's a minus 3x. And then add 20 gives me plus 20. So I've simplified because x minus 4x is 3x. I haven't factored, so I come down here and click check your answer or check answer, and it's saying, hey, well done. Okay. Now completely factor the non-zero side. So it's asking me to factor this side right here. Wow, let's say, I mean, I could work it out and factor it. I could come over here and click help me solve this, view an example, print. I'm just going to click the polynomial is not factorable and see what happens. Okay, well, it's not factorable. So if I tried to factor it, I would have been wasting my time. What I was hoping would happen is that it was factorable, and you would have seen when I clicked this, it would have said, sorry, you're incorrect, and it would have given me some guidance. But how was I supposed to know? I should have checked it. And, you can continue. I'll just make a guess here and see what happens. Well, that was great. But see, it breaks it down step by step, and you could practice another one. So you practice another one. You could click on help me solve this if you needed help, or view an example. I really like these you try it's because it's an immediate feedback. You've done it, you've seen an example or two, watched a video, an immediate assessment. You can see, do you really understand it? So it's kind of a built-in step-by-step as you go through the section. Do you understand the material before you get to the end of section homework to practice exercises? And let's see, I'll just kind of zip through. Oh yeah, it's just like a typical book. I'm just clicking through real quickly. Oh, here are your exercises. It starts on page 16. Um, you could, that would be, I bet, the video to the first example. You try it. We just saw some you try it. But these are the homework problems that you would print out from the course information area that shows which ones I want you to practice. So this would be it. Let me go here to the left. I'm going to collapse down chapter 1. There's something else I wanted to show you, another neat feature, and it's here in chapter 2. So I'm going to go to section 2.2, and I'm just going to quickly get to page 3 because I wanted you to see, all the neat features of the ebook. So you've seen the videos, you've seen the you try it. Now I wanted to show you the animations. So I'm just going to click on this. This would be the same thing. So let me show you what an animation is. So I click on it. It's opening up a new window.
A circle is the set of all points x, y in the Cartesian plane that are a fixed distance r from a fixed point hk. To derive the equation of a circle, we start by plotting the center of the circle with coordinates hk. All points on the circle are a fixed distance r from the center. We now choose an arbitrary point xy on the circle. We know that the distance from the center to this point is r units.
All right. You can watch the rest of it when you get to section 2 too. I just wanted to show you what an animation would look like. So these will be sprinkled throughout the EText as well. So that's what the icon for an animation looks like. One more thing I wanted to show you, and I'm going to go into chapter 3 to show you this, section 3.1, page 10. See, I've shown you the videos that are embedded in the EText, the you try it exercises that are embedded in the EText. You've just seen an animation. The final thing is an interactive video. Notice that looks a lot like the video icon, except it's got that little red dot. And, it's an interactive video. Look here, it says interactive video. What makes it different than a regular video? Well, let's see. I just clicked on it, and it's opening a new window.
Determine if the following equations represent y as a function of x. Click on equations A, B, or C to see each solution worked out in detail.
Okay, so maybe at this point I have a good idea that B, that is that equation represents y as a function of x. I'm not so sure about A, or I'm not so sure about C. So I can click on any one of these, and it'll show me a worked out solution.
Let's have a look at equation C. To determine if this equation represents y as a function of x, we must try to show that for any value of x, there is
I'm going to pause that now. Point was, I wanted you to see what was known as an interactive video. So the interactive videos, you have to interact with them. You have to do something. You're not just simply watching. So again, that kind of is an overview of the EText and all the wonderful features you will see in the EText. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to come back to our course homepage. And I think that just about wraps up, my very quick overview of the My Math Lab site. So again, you'll come to the course information area. You got some stuff to print out and read. Here's where your online quizzes are. And, here's the grade book where you can always see what your current grade is. Preparation tabs for tests will appear there. Here's where you will find your EText. And obviously you'll click on that to read. And also announcements. And, the most current announcement will be the last announcement you see in the list. You don't see these yet because I haven't, made them available to you yet. So that's it. That's a quick overview of the My Math Lab site. So hopefully everything is, ready to go, and you feel ready to attack the online college algebra. As always, if you have any questions, about the mathematics, please send me an email or stop by my office. So that's it for this introductory video. Good luck. Thanks for watching.